Welcome back to the Wits of Wen podcast. Here we are, season 2. We have made it. We are here. And I'm excited. I'm so excited, so expectant. I am overwhelmed with gratitude for my friends and family, and then some, everything in between, like who just showed support for this podcast. I've had a lot of fun working on it, creating it, and I also have a lot of fun like talking with you guys about it. It's really special to me to have people not just support, like it's not just about the support, like, hey, cool, like you have a podcast, but like the friends and family and everything in between that actually sit and listen to the podcast. Like, it's really special to me. It means you care. And love speaks the loudest in action, I believe. And man, that's some way to show someone you love them, is when you partake in what they create. Speaking of creating, I want to encourage you again to go with God. Whatever he's doing, whatever he's laying out, he wants to do it in you and through you. And he's choosing you. And there's a reason, because no one can express the Lord like you can. Everyone has a unique imprint, thumbprint, expression of what it looks like for the Lord to flow through them. And you, my friend, you owe the world a revelation that you carry. The world is waiting for sons and daughters to walk in their identity as a child of God. And so we're waiting for you. If you have felt like you wanted to create it, record it, sell it, merchandise it, write it, sing it, go with God. Do the thing. Co-labor with the creator of the universe. Man, you get to co-create with the man who has made everything perfect. What a privilege. You have all of heaven backing you. Come on. The odds are ever in your favor. So here's my encouragement to you, especially if you have a doubt in your mind, like, hey, I should just quit while I'm still ahead. Just go for it. Go for it. You never know. I started a podcast because I felt the prompting of the Lord to just start, and I did. And it has far beyond exceeded my expectations. I just didn't think it was going to look like this. And it has branched off to so many other things, and I'm so grateful. And I just want to just spend this minute just encouraging you. Go do you. Do your thing. Express the Father to the world. Jesus came to reveal the Father. And now we have Christ in us, who we can now, through him, express the Father uniquely through our unique imprint, our unique voice, our unique style, our unique dance, our unique writing skill, our unique jokes, our unique graphics. Go for it, man. Just create. Do you, and reveal the Father to this world. That's my little plug for go do it. Just do it. Selah. All right, well, so we're back for season 2. What is this going to look like? I'm not entirely sure, and that's okay. I like to leave some areas in my life unchecked. I like to leave some boxes unchecked because the Lord is checking them all off for me. I just follow wherever he leads, because Jesus is perfect leadership. And so I like, there are just some things I haven't figured out, and I'm okay with that because I trust the Lord. And I just know that like taking the break was necessary. I think I took about 2 months off, and I've wanted to come back like sooner, but I didn't want to do anything because I have to, quote unquote. There's not necessarily a need that I'm fulfilling. And I wanted to make sure that I'm doing this from my relationship, from my identity, and not for it. And I wanted to do it from a place of favor and not for it, and I just didn't want to please anybody by pumping out content. I'm very mindful of that with my Facebook and my Instagram. I have liked social media a lot more now that I just kind of post for myself and not for other people. It was so frustrating and disheartening to post for other people, post for likes and post for clout and post for gratification to fulfill a need. It'll never be enough. I was talking to a friend one day and I was telling her that social media is not a mirror. Contrary to belief, it's not a mirror. Social media is a window. And perception is not always reality. But social media, Instagram, for example, is a window. We don't see what you want us to see. We see what we perceive. And so, and some of us perceive with discernment. And so, for example, someone could post a picture and they could be smiley and the sun and there's clouds and they have a caption that's like super cute and witty. But as soon as you posted your picture and you put your caption and your little hashtags, as soon as you post it, you're checking back every 10 minutes, seeing who liked it and how many likes have you gotten. That's not freedom. That is bondage. And it's not good for you or healthy. And it's very detrimental to your mental health. So I just encourage you to not. If you check your story after you post something and you want to see, like, if, your crush has seen it or your friends, or you're waiting for someone to notice it, and that's just not freedom. And it is for freedom that Christ set us free. So be free. Have fun with social media. Just post what you want and enjoy it. People actually like authenticity. You don't always have to be transparent. I don't need to know that you threw up in the morning and you stepped on dog poop and you had a bad day because your Starbucks order was wrong. Like, I don't need to know that stuff. I'm just saying be authentic. You don't have to necessarily be transparent, but be authentic. Be you. It'll minister to somebody. But yeah, like I said, just be free with social media. Maybe do a self-assessment and be like, why is it that I have this platform for whatever I use it for? And I just happen to use mine to show my love for the Lord and food and John Mayer, and I love it. And so just be you and be authentically you. Uniquely you. Yay. So season 2. Season 2. What is season 2 is gonna look like? Well, I have found that I love talking about the Lord. One of the reasons why I very much love this podcast and love to interact with people who have listened to the podcast, and we get into conversations and stuff like that, and it's fun. I have recognized that as much as I love talking about the Lord, I love talking about the Lord with friends even more. And so I'm hoping season 2 is kind of like an open table, and I'll be bringing some of my friends in to just converse about the Lord as a conversation per se. I have felt like the podcast has always been something where it's I have felt like the podcast has kind of been a conversation amongst friends. And I was saying back in season 1, and if let me pause. If you're new to the Wits of Wen, hello, shalom, and welcome. definitely check out season 1. The preliminary is like a little bit of like why I started the whole thing, who am I, all the things. And then after that, I just kind of talk about the Lord. And I've wanted to say that the Wits of Wen is just meant to be a casual conversation from me to you. I don't want to feel like I'm preaching at you. However, it is Jesus Christ that flows through me. It's him who's in me. I am a dwelling place for the Lord. And you become what you behold. And so, like, all I want to do is reveal the Father, reveal the Lord to people. Because that's what Jesus came to do. And so now he has commissioned us. Here we are. And through our relationship with him, we get to do the same thing. And like produces like, I guess you could say. And so as much as I love to talk, let's say that. As much as I love to talk, I love to talk about the Lord. And I'll get in conversations with friends and we will get into something where we get to talk. We just get going and talking about the good news of the gospel and all the benefits of knowing Jesus, and we just can't stop. And so I will be inviting friends to be guests on the podcast, and we'll talk about the Lord. We will talk about the Lord amongst each other. And I pray that the fruit of our conversation edifies. I pray that the fruit of our conversation encourages you, ministers to you, makes you laugh, makes you thankful for the Lord, makes you grateful to be in fellowship. And if anything, I would pray that it also makes you hungry to desire him more. And so that is my desire for season 2. Season 2, I'd love to go in deeper with discussing things, especially in this day and age that we're in. This day and age that we are in. Crazy. We're living in wild times. But I will say, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. And we get to be a part of this amazing move of God. Man, I am just so grateful to be in the field of work that I am. And just seeing so many people just like come to the Lord, experience the Lord, encounter the Lord, be encouraged in the Lord, be thankful for the Lord. Like, just get to see these people be ministered to, get saved and healed and delivered, and then they go and save, heal, and deliver their family and their loved ones. And so I'm very grateful, but I can't believe, God, that you allow me in on this adventure. And here's the invitation to you. So why share Jesus? Because he is shareable, endless supply. And he's meant to be shared. It's like your favorite meal that you get to share with your friends. I don't know, some of you guys, like I have eaten with people who are like, hey, you see what's on my plate? It stays there. That's on my plate. It's not for your fork. It's not for your hands. This is mine. I don't share. There are people who are like that. But if you're like me, I am the type of person, and I'm like, I take one bite of my food and I'm like, oh my gosh, here, you have got to try these wings. And maybe even before you answer, you already have a wing of mine on your plate, because I have just got to share what is so good. And that is the gospel to me. That is sharing Jesus. That is sharing the good news. It's like sharing my favorite slice of pizza. It's like sharing with you my favorite piece of candy. I just love to talk about the Lord. And okay, so let's say food is not like your analogy. Let's say it's like, so I love when my two worlds collide. I love when like I have friends from different circles who meet and they love each other. And I'm like, yes, so much this, and I want more of this. And Jesus is a friend of mine, and he's like the best thing ever. And so I'll be like, I have got to introduce my friend to you. You're going to love him. He's amazing. Actually, anything that you would need, you should ask him about. Oh, you need healing? Let's talk to my friend. Oh, you need finances? Let's talk to my friend. Oh, is your heart broken? Hey, I have a friend who is like really good at restoring hearts. Oh, are you praying for your family? I have a friend who loves to pray for families. And so, I just love to talk about the Lord. I love to share Jesus with people. He's a good friend of mine that I love to introduce to people. And so that's why I get really fired up talking about the gospel. It's not because, and I don't have the gospel all figured out. And I think that's why I externally process the gospel, because as I'm flowing and my mouth is running, like sometimes I get downloads out just going. And, before I know it, I'm like, whoa, that was a heavy revy. Where did that revelation come from? Oh, it came from the Spirit. Awesome. And I notate it and I jot it down and I treasure it and I keep on it forever. Sometimes I chew on it. And sometimes I savor the flavor. Sometimes I chew on it and I'm like, is this you, God? Sometimes I chew on it and I'm like, that was just for me. Okay, I'm going to treasure it. And so that's what it's like. That is what it's like for me to externally process about the Lord. And how it's like for me to do that with myself and to do it with friends. And so again, I'm just so excited that I'll be able to do that here on this platform with this podcast with you guys, bringing my friends in as we talk about the Lord. Because again, when you have really good friends, you want to introduce them, right? And so I want to introduce my great friends to you. And again, casual conversations, as we always have been, just casual conversations, right? Okay. Also, can I pause? If you're new to the Wits of Wen, like if you're just now listening to season 2, hi, welcome. I highly recommend you go back and listen to season 1. If you're just like, how did I stumble upon this? Who is this chick? What's with the hair color? All the things. I just encourage you to go to like episode 1, which is the preliminary, where I break down the show, how it came about, who am I, what do I do, the whole shebang, and what the show's about. And that will give you a prelogue to what season 2 is, and basically all the things I'm talking about now. And but again, welcome and hi. So as I was saying, so I love that this is gonna be like better than before. I definitely feel like May brought in a shift in seasons, and I know that summer starts in June, but I really feel like spring started in May, and I really feel a shift. And I feel like breakthrough is coming. I feel like the clouds are clearing up and the flowers are like opening and blooming, and that's something that usually happens at the birth of spring, which usually happens, I believe, in March, end of March, maybe April. But like, when the season changes and you can feel it, you're like, the air doesn't have the chill anymore. And it's like, it's light outside later. I feel like that in the spirit. And so I felt like this was a great time to just jump into season 2 after taking the time off that I did, and just like reliving and reloving what I'm doing. It's the only way that I keep this fire burning. I just have to do things because I love it, not because I have to. That's just how I'm wired. Sometimes I do things I don't want to, and I may do it begrudgingly, but if it's something that I'm doing creatively, freely, I want to do it because I want to, not because I have to, because I want to do it as a labor of love and not striving or as another task per se. I have enough tasks in a day, and I love to just create freely, just let it flow. So that's why we're here. So casual conversations, the birth of Wits of Wen was for me to have a casual conversation with you guys and keep it casual. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't trying to be preachy. I don't want to be preachy. I just want to talk. And I love the feedback and the dialogue that I get with you guys. I love the new friends that I have made. I absolutely love that. man, if that's something I wasn't expecting from the podcast, it was that. And I love it. I'm so grateful. Hi, new friends. And so, freely flowing conversations. And I always want to just set it up that way because I always want you to feel welcome. And I don't want you to feel like any of this is over your head, because this is like presented to you, for you, not for myself. So I always wanted to present it in a way where it's a casual conversation as I would talk to my closest friends. And so here we are. Welcome. So hence why I'll be bringing my friends in, and it's going to be amazing. And I also, supplies, I have like some people I really admire, and twice now it's come up that like I've just talked about like, hey, like, so I have been having a lot of fun like doing this podcast, and like 2 people have been like, I'd love to be on your podcast. And I'm like, I didn't even ask you. And like, but I'm here for it. Like, I love it. But I was just like, I'm so excited. And so you'll know because I'll sound like a complete geek when they come on, and and I'll be really excited. And so I cannot wait to do that. And man, I'm so excited. That is the highlight of my season 2. If I could do that and then wrap up season 2 until season 3, I would be content. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to say I'm back, guys. And I thank you so much for those who've been listening, who've continued to listen, those who are re-listening. This is such a fun adventure, and thanks for coming along. I want to encourage you to, in this season, as the season has shifted, and the season has, whether you're ready for it to shift or not, move with the seasons and let go of the season that has left. We cannot, even if it snows in May, which right now it's like 54 degrees. I feel like it could be snowing. Even if it snows in May, it does not change the fact that it is still spring. Just because things from the previous season may try to relive it in this next season does not mean you're still in the old season. Move on, leave that old season behind. You are in a new season. I feel like that's a word for someone. And I bless you. And I know you want to be out of this old season, and that season has now passed. The old is gone and the season has died. There's a new season. We are in spring, which is the season of new growth and birthing and the new freshness, like fresh. And so I speak fresh wind over you. Oh man, I encourage you to drink the new wine. The new wine. There is a revelation that you will be receiving of the Father's love and the wine of your bridegroom, Jesus, that you will be able to drink in deep. Jesus said, if anyone is thirsty, come and drink. And that invitation is extended to you to drink of the new wine. Come and drink and never thirst again. He has an endless supply of living waters. But I'm saying that you will be drinking his love wine, and you will be receiving a new revelation of his love, like a revelation that just wows you. And that is coming in this new season, this next season. I think it was Chris Valentin who has quoted Christine Kane, who has said that the Lord is not doing a next thing. He's doing a new thing. It's not just like, okay, this is just the season that's after winter, but he's doing a new thing. And so I just want to encourage you that he's not repeating anything. He's not repurposing anything. He's doing something new. So the old has gone. Okay. If you need to speak that over your heart, if you just need to like write it down somewhere, the old has gone. The season has passed. We are now in a new season. Go with the wind. Because if you don't, you'll be lingering in a new season with the old mindset, and you'll miss it. You'll miss it when it comes. And that breakthrough is coming. And get your barrels ready, because that new wine is coming. and you will be able to drink an endless supply, and you will feast with the bridegroom who's present in you. It's present in you. And so I just want to encourage you. Yay, new season. So with that, I wanted to prophetically step into the new season of the Wits of Wen. And I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that we're kicking this off again. I'm just excited. I actually already have okay, so this is like a recap and reintroduction, episode. And the next episode, I already have it recorded. I just haven't edited yet. And I sat down to edit it, and the Lord's like, hey, you're going to also do this. And so this is what I'm doing now. And so I may repeat myself, and that's okay. So I'm saying that this is a really, there's a lot of things this season that the Lord is doing in my life personally, and I'm stepping into the new, and there's some transitioning happening that I will definitely love to share with you guys when the transition does happen. But it's like an adventure, and it's wild, and it's like I'm on a roller coaster, and I'm in the front row, and it's just about the part where you dip and you feel like your stomach is going to fall out. That's the part that I'm at right now, and it's wild and it's fun. And I scream not because I'm scared because I don't trust, but I scream because I'm falling, but I know at some point we're gonna go back up again. And so I have to take the plunge, and I am, and it's amazing. The Lord He is my wraparound presence, my wraparound protection. He is my pillow in which I fall upon. He is the water that I'm jumping into, the living water. And from that will be rivers and rivers and rivers, and that is flowing, and I trust it, and I'm going with where the current is taking me, and it's an exciting season. I'm so excited, ecstatic, exuberating joy. I'm trying to find different words for I'm just so happy. Hey, be encouraged, okay? This may be something that I repeat a lot throughout the season because it's a revelation that the Lord was working with me the past couple months. But freedom looks like something, and joy looks like something. Salvation looks like something. There are so many people who have been wrestling with things with the Lord, or maybe things in their life, currently in the natural, and they say they're free, but they don't feel free, or they say they are full of joy and they don't show joy. Joy is a fruit. It is a product. It looks like something. Those who say that they know the Lord and are saved, but are not walking a lifestyle of salvation, sozo, completely healed, delivered, and saved, set free. And it looks like something, and it should not look like the world. It shouldn't, because what is the purpose? We're not here to be chameleons so that we can blend in with the world. Okay. We are in the world, but not of it. So we should not look like the world. There's so many people who want to do Christian versions of things. And it's why? Christian version of worldly stuff. And it's well, just be a Christian, just produce. It doesn't have to be Christian music. Just create music. You are the standard. Holiness is the standard. So I say all that to just say that freedom looks like something. It is for freedom that Christ set us free. One of the only reasons in which Jesus came was to set us free. Yes, he came to reveal the Father, but the revelation of the Father sets us free. Yes, he came and he died, and in that death, he set us free. So he came to set us free. Why would we want to squander that freedom with going back into bondage? Or why would we practice a belief or a theory or a doctrine that would bound us back into slavery Freedom looks like something. Galatians. Read Galatians. Galatians 4 and 5. I love Galatians, of course. But come on. Freedom looks like something. And joy looks like something. Use your smile muscles and use your diaphragm and laugh. Talk with the Lord and let his joy be your strength. Let him anoint you with the oil of joy. Some translations say oil of gladness, but there's translations that say the oil of joy. Let him anoint you. If you need more joy, ask for it, especially in seasons where it's hard. Joy looks like something in the face of trials, in the face of pain, in the face of discouragement. Joy looks like something. And salvation looks like something. And so I'm excited to unpack those type of things with you as we unpack season 2. Because I don't think it looks like a one thing. I don't think if you are joyful, it only looks like this. If you're saved, it only looks like this. If you are free, it only looks like this. However, I know what it doesn't look like. And I could say it doesn't look like that. But, within the confines, the confoundment of the core values, I think that it could, be different. I think it looks different for some people. However, yeah. Nevertheless, but Christ who lives in me. When Jesus dwells in you, it looks like something. Come on, Christians. Look like little Christ. Do you know it's a privilege to bear the name Jesus? And that's why I know that people are like, well, I don't like to call myself a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus. That makes you a Christian. Sorry. I know it's cringy. There was a time back in the 90s where it was hard to be labeled as Haitian because Haitians got some weird they got some weird reputation for being the bearer of AIDS, right? And so it was if you're Haitian, you might have AIDS because there's a lot of AIDS in your country. It's a total bigot thing to say, but people were saying it. And in the 90s, it was almost shameful, and people would they would hide the fact that they were Haitian. I was too young at the time to even know to be ashamed of that. And so I wasn't one of them. I was always oh yeah, I'm West Indian and whatever, but that's because I didn't truly understand my culture. But anyway, just because it was hard to be a Haitian in the 90s did not mean you can just stop being Haitian, or hey, don't call me Haitian, call me West Indian. It's no, bro, you're Haitian. And so that's what it is with Christianity. I know some Christians don't give us Christians the right image per se, but we're not bearing the image of those who are poor Christians. We are bearing the image of Christ. Okay. So we are little Christ. We are little Christians. We are, the light that dwells in us is of him. And it's actually a privilege to carry that name. We take on the name of our husband when we get married, and you are married to Christ. You are betrothed to him. When he comes again, we will experience the marriage supper, the feast of the bridegroom and the bride colliding, and we're married to him. We bear his name. We are Christians. And so, I know it's cringy to some people, but you can make it all poetic and romantic as you want, but we're Christians. And so Christianity looks like something. And why don't we explore what it looks like to be a Christian and how we can bear the image and the name of Christ in an honorable way that draws people unto Jesus, because that's what we want. They will know us by our love for each other. Okay. As we preach the gospel to the lost, we also have to remember to be the gospel to the saved. And I really feel like Christ in us, empowered by the Holy Spirit, we can do that well. Together we can do it. And so I just want to wrap this up with just saying I'm so excited to just be here, doing this episode, doing this show, doing this podcast. I'm on all these platforms now, and I'm just like, wow, like I'm half impressed with myself for figuring it out. But also I'm like, wow, like my name is like kind of out there now. I kind of can't hide with my, private Facebook account and Instagram, whatever. Anyway, find me on social media, new friends. I love to talk about the Lord, and I love to just be me. And I hope that me being me encourages you to be you, be uniquely you, and enjoy it. And I love you. I don't even know you, but I love you. I love you, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Hello, friends and family, my dear family that listens. I love you guys, and friends who listen. I love you guys. It's so special when people closest to you support you, not just with words, but in action, because love looks like something too. So I love you guys, and I love you enough to share the wisdom in which I receive from the Lord with you guys, because it's for you guys. When he rests upon me, it's for the benefit of you. And so, yay. Thank you, Lord, for wisdom and revelation. Thank you, Lord, for this new season. Thank you, God, for new listeners and those who stumbled across this podcast. And whatever drew you in here, I'm grateful that you're here. And I pray that you have an amazing experience listening to this season and the previous one. I hope to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. And let's explore together, and let's love the world together, and let's be love and exemplify love and learn about love himself. Love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Definitely share, definitely comment, definitely like, and even rate if you can. I know there are some platforms in which you can rate. Also, if you're listening on Anchor, you can leave me a sweet little voice memo. I love that. So do that, because I love to just meet new people. Well, season 2 is the ship has sailed and we're off, and here we are. The official first episode will actually be coming. We'll be following this one, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, and follow me on Instagram or message me. You could even message me so that I can know that you're listening. Check out the Wits of Wen page. It's a WordPress page. Check that out. I have my blogs there where I tend to exhort my whole thought process. I just put it all out there. So sometimes if I say something incorrectly in the podcast, you can actually catch the correct statement on my blog. So that link is actually on my Instagram bio, and also I'm on TikTok. I do a Bible verse a day. I'm also picking that back up. So just all the things on the platforms, just loving the world as much as I can in this crazy digital age that we live in. I'm grateful for you. Until next time.